Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my favorite lens to fly with, possibly of all time. You could call it the GOAT, the 25mm Mzuko from Olympus. Now, I shouldn't be surprised that I like this lens so much, as it is actually a nifty 50. After the 2x crop that the Astromech for thirds camera on the Evolve 2 applies, this becomes a 50mm equivalent. So it's great at shooting just about anything, but here's why I think you need to get one of your own. Now, if your drone has a fixed focal length and you've never had the ability to change lenses, then I gotta say you're missing out. On the contrary, if your drone does have the ability to change lenses and it isn't the Evolve 2, then the amount of money you spent makes me a little nervous. Either way, your problems can be solved by heading to www.xdynamics.com. That is my unsolicited sales pitch to you. Now, the reason I bring up the ability to change your focal length is because although I love the 25mm, I wouldn't want it as my fixed focal length. And that's because I still love the 12 or 17mm on the Evolve 2 for getting those landscape or establishing shots. What I do love about the 25 and what it does best is it captures action. So it is because of the added compression that the 25mm provides that you are able to capture a great sense of speed and motion. The foreground suddenly comes alive and rushes through frame. You get a pronounced parallax effect. And because you can get a tighter frame on your subject, they look incredible in 4K 120 on the Evolve 2. Now, you may be wondering why I don't use an even tighter focal length to get a greater perceived speed and parallax effect. And I do. I actually use the 45mm from Olympus quite a lot. However, it can be an absolute handful while flying. Now, the 45mm, because of the 2x crop factor, turns into a 90mm equivalent. So you can imagine flying with the telephoto lens can be tricky, especially during fast action-packed stuff where you got to keep your subject in frame. We still do it, but at the end of the day, the 25 is still my favorite and #1 focal length to use. Lucky for me though, I have the Evolve 2 and I don't have to pick just one focal length. I'm not going to say it again. Go down here, go to this thing and get yourself one of these. I'll see you next time. Make you change.